Hey, hello, everybody. This is Jeff from Terrible People Gamers, bringing you another first-person replay audio commentary. So today we're doing Spell Plague. We're doing the first boss, and our party composition is Rogue, Great Weapon Fighter, and two Control Wizards. Right? This is actually the only challenging fight in this instance, and to be honest with you, it can be done with one really good Control Wizard or two people that are relatively on their game. This is a tough one, right? You have a lot of responsibility when it comes to um, kind of, I guess, managing the flow of battle. You need to be tagging mobs and bringing them over to your party, and then also keeping your eye on your control wizards, which are all important in this fight. And lastly, making sure that your melee characters aren't completely ignored. It's possible that they take some damage up top, and you need to go ahead and help them out. So when you start this instance, when all the zombies appeared a little while ago, just lay down a circle to keep your team alive. And then also, when the mobs start spawning and the boss appears, run to kind of like the right angle of the boss, right? Like a 90-degree angle of the boss, far enough away that the mobs don't have that purple buff on them that makes them not able to be CC'd and thrown off, and also makes them hit really, really hard. Uh, but close enough that if your melee characters get into a little bit of trouble, you can help them out. So your responsibility on these fights, like I said, tag these mobs, bring them over. That way your control wizards don't have to run away because they're almost always going to have aggro. If they're running away trying to tag mobs, they're not pushing them off the side, and they can build up kind of quickly, and it gets a little scary. So you can also do things to help out if you're bored, like you can knock off the odd mob here or there with Sunburst. Otherwise, like I said, throwing a seal up on the boss or just kind of keeping the mobs to the outside or whatever, anything you can do to help will really, really benefit your team and make the run a lot smoother. Sometimes, like this, the mobs are just really, really hard to target and hit because the boss's box, like his player box, right, is so big that it's really difficult to focus and add. If that's the case, you might just have one of your melee characters that has aggro run off the boss a little bit so you can tag that mob and then they can get back to the fight. So in any case, at about 25%, increments of 25%, I should say, the boss is going to drop the platform he's currently standing on. Your melee is going to run away, and you should really have a shield saved up to lay down for everyone to stand on because the mobs spawn kind of fast and a little scary. So here you can see the platform turns red. Your melee is going to bail, and you are going to lay down a circle because there are mobs everywhere. I recommend laying down a circle right where the platform was. That way you can push all the mobs off in a real short distance and stay a little closer to your party, right? A little more central to the fight. Um, the platforms are kind of annoying places to try and push mobs off because they taper down and sometimes you don't get them all the way off. Whereas this is a real sharp, kind of acute edge. It's much easier to knock them off. So, in any case, you know, uh, the real basics on this one: stay out of the red, save divine armor for when one of your control wizards gets knocked around a little bit, and you can always throw a Forge Master Flame on the boss if it turns out that it looks like one of your melee characters has taken a lot of damage, which really shouldn't be the case. So, right. I hope these videos are helping you guys. We're putting kind of a lot of time into recording these fights and making sure that they're decent quality, so that if you guys are struggling with them, you can kind of go online and have a point of reference to see what's working for some people. This is by no stretch of the imagination the only way to do this fight. This is just what works for us and seems to be the easiest. Uh, so if you're struggling, and even if you're not in our guild and you happen to stumble across one of these videos, and you need help, just let us know. We'll help you kind of come up with other strategies that might work for different compositions. But we seem to be doing pretty okay with these. So, and I know that other classes as well, like rogues and control wizards, are also putting up videos now to sort of walk people through how to do what they're doing. So I hope it really is helping. And if it's not, talk to us in game. We're on the Dragon server. Our guild is called Supreme Ascension, and my character's name is Repeat. You see Shepard in my party a lot. He's another great person to talk to. Mandor's an awesome rogue, and so is Herc. He's putting up videos from Gromit. So let us know what we can do to help out, and hopefully you guys are able to clear these. So anyway, back to the fight here. Again, we're getting close to the 50% mark. So you see that the platforms start to turn red. Boss is going to drop. My shield goes down because all the mobs aggro. A well-timed singularity knocks off a lot of the spawned mobs, and really makes it quite easy. We'll have to burn one or two mobs, and the boss pops right back up. We're back to being at a right angle. We're going to stay right here. We drop the circle. We're far enough away from the boss that this purple buff is going to go away here as soon as the singularity comes up, and we're good to go. We're back in business. So you know, remember, tag these mobs up here if you can, because that little red cone on a rogue, knocking that rogue into the into the lava, it means game over. I mean, you could continue the fight, but it'll just take you a really, really long time to kill the boss without a rogue. So just try and get those mobs off as quickly as possible. Dash out of the red if it becomes an issue, or back out of it sideways, right? Like there, I sort of missed I guess the crowd controlling effect of it. I still got hit, but I was out of the red cone, so I seem to have not gotten knocked back. Walk sideways out of cones, never backwards. Remember, the cone is longer than it is wide at the base, so the mob will run right up to you and then drop that little red cone. And if you walk backwards out of it, it takes you a lot longer to get out of it than it would take you to maybe go sideways. There I went at an angle, which is like the worst case scenario. But see, I tried to walk sideways, but I was casting and I was too slow. It works, I promise. I do it that way. It's the smart way if you're having a hard time dodging those. So, in any case, here we are. We're just finishing up. We're going to be getting to 25% soon. Once the last platform drops, it's actually a little bit of a different fight. So, I'll talk about that a little bit when it comes up. But in the meantime, it's kind of the same thing. The boss is going to pop up on this last platform. We're going to DPS him down, and we're going to call it a day. Once that platform drops, though, this fight changes a little. So, right. Otherwise, as I was saying earlier, I think that we have all of CN up, we have Frozen Heart up, we have Spell Plague now on the Cleric, and I know that Rogues are putting up different fights that are particularly difficult for Rogues. Hopefully in the next day or so, I'll be getting Carandax, and with some of the changes made to Carandax, it's a lot tougher now. So I'll be getting Carandax up, and I will be getting, let's see, what are the other ones that I'm missing? I think I'm missing Carandax, and I think I'm missing Pirate King. Is that considered a T2? I don't know. It's really simple, but I'll do it anyway. Just to help out in case anyone's struggling with any of the boss fights. So, right. Boss starts getting burned pretty quick here. Mobs are getting CC'd. Singularities aren't even really going up anymore because it's kind of unnecessary. The occasional repel and shield burst knocks them all off, it seems. Dodging the purple is ridiculously easy. You saw me a minute ago actually dodge through the purple. As long as you're in dodge, you can be fine. So, just be careful dashing to the outside like that. Obviously, that second cone could have been really, really bad if I didn't have the stamina to dodge again. So, in any case, platform goes down. This is where kind of all hell breaks loose, right? At this point, everyone except maybe one of your control wizards and you focus on the boss, and you just kind of run for your life. Like these mobs are too close to the boss to be CC'd and pushed off. Plain and simple. Like the zombies you just own for the rest of the fight. These little ones, the blue ones, the dogs, the ones that do the cone knockback, can be knocked off, and your control wizard might help you out with those. Otherwise, you're going to be running around. You're going to be laying a shield down. Standing inside the shield, you absorb just a ton of damage and heal pretty quickly, so you're pretty safe inside of it. And when you see the odd dog appear here or there, you can just feel free to knock them off because those are the only real threat. When you're doing this, though, you really do want to be away from the boss, right? If you're standing too close to the boss and those red cones come up and hit your team, or the zombies do a big sweeping strike and actually hit multiple people, you can really, really hurt your melee characters by trying to be too close to them. Anyway, guys, that's the fight. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Definitely doable, right? With one control wizard, but two helps quite a bit. If you're still having problems with it, please talk to us in game. We're Supreme Ascension, and we've been doing this for a little while. We're on Dragon server, so just let us know if you need anything. Thanks. Take care.